Hey, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Mia Danielle, and I chat all about holistic and clutter-free spaces. So if that's something you're into, be sure to click subscribe and turn on those notifications because I release new videos every Tuesday. Today, I want to share with you some systems that have really helped to just simplify things for me around the house and help to keep me feeling good and keeping my head straight. Some of these things are going to be family-centric, but not all of them. So I think that even those of you who don't have any kiddos, you're still going to get some nuggets out of this that you can use. I do have two daughters. They're 13 and 15 currently, so they're a little bit older, which is nice because they're able to pitch in a little bit more. And you'll find that that applies to a lot of the systems that we use. So of course, everybody's family is different. Everybody's living situation is different. Take what you can, use what you can, and leave the rest or tweak the rest. There is a difference between systems and routines. So routines are just actions that you take every day. You know, you wake up, you brush your teeth, go to the restroom, get your coffee. Like routines are things that you kind of do every day on automation, the flow of your general day. But systems are how things work, right? They're like how you make things function. It's the little engine and cogwheels that keep things spinning and working smoothly. And I think that systems are a great way to focus your time and your energy if you're wanting to be more productive or find more free time and just really simplify and feel better in your day. If you want an area to focus on, I think systems is a really great place to start. So here are 15 systems that we use inside of my home. Number one is that I set reminders and timers for everything, like everything. I have been totally on board with the Alexa's Echo Dots, and especially the fact that you can attach it to your Apple Calendar or your Google Calendar. It's like just one seamless system. I think that this is a beautiful way to really collaborate with other people in the family and not make everything fall on me and my head, right? If one of the girls wants to know their next orthodontist appointment, they don't have to ask me. Sometimes they do, and I'll tell them to go ask Alexa because I have everything uploaded into my Google Cal, which is attached to all of the Echo Dots that we have in the house, and the dot is able to regurgitate that information. Nothing has to be totally in my head as long as I add it to my calendar. So I think that this is probably one of the best systems. And I know that it's relying a lot on technology, but I mean, it's 2021, almost 2022, like most of the systems that we use nowadays are going to be somewhat reliant on technology. And this, I think, is a really good one. Using it for timers too, so that if one of us is cooking in the kitchen and somebody else comes in and that person isn't there, we're all able to ask the dot, how much time is left on the timer so we can pitch in and help each other out. The next system I use is email folders. So for any emails that come in, and you know that we have tons, right? My goal is always to get to inbox 0. Every single day, that is my goal. And I will, it bugs me if I have anything that's lingering in there. And so if there's something that I know I really need to tend to and I haven't yet, then I'll leave it in my inbox because that's the best way to bug me about it. But for everything else, I love to implement folders. And this is really handy when it comes to things like emails coming from the school district. I can slide all of those notifications or any announcements or things that I need to tend to over into their folder. And it's easy for me to be able to locate it later without it taking up space in my inbox. This third system or general rule is something that I've heard used a lot of different ways. Any task that's going to take me 5 minutes or less, I try to do it immediately, unless there's just some reason why I can't, or, if I'm on a break, like I'm taking a day off and I'm being strict with myself about it because sometimes you need to be, then I'll put those things off. But in general, I try to just, if it's 5 minutes or less, just get it done. That way those things aren't constantly nagging at me, because a lot of times just the buildup of all of these tiny little things nagging at you just makes you procrastinate even more and makes you feel like you have all of this heavy burden on you, when really it wouldn't take that long to take care of those things. So if it's going to be something really quick, just responding to an email real fast, adding something to the calendar real fast so that I can throw something else away and not keep that physical reminder, just things that are going to be really quick to do, I'll do them. unless somebody else needs to do them. If like somebody leaves something out on the counter that needs to be put back in the fridge, if I'm constantly putting it back in the fridge for them, then they're going to constantly be leaving it out. So if it's something that I see happening repetitively and that I'm trying to really instill that this needs to change, I will by all means stand there and call the person back in there to take care of it themselves. And it's not just me. My daughter will tell you that my biggest offense is leaving the sugar packets out whenever I make my coffee. I go through my little process of adding the Splenda, adding the half and half, stirring it with a spoon, and then putting the spoon on top of the Splenda package so that it doesn't drip anywhere. I will oftentimes forget to go back and to throw away my little Splenda package. So it's not just me reminding everybody else, we're all keeping each other accountable. Number 4 is that I batch everything. Everything that could be batched, I try to stay on top of batching it, whether it's recording these videos or doing laundry. You know, if there's like a similar task or a similar location, I will try my best to batch those and do them all at the same time. I even batch my planning. So here pretty soon, I'll be batching my planning for 2022, and I will take like a period of time. It might be a day, it might be a couple of days to do nothing but plan for the next year, planning everything out all the way down to the week. And I just think that when you can get your mind in that hyper efficient focus mode to where you're really just focusing on one thing, it really keeps you from burning and wasting your energy, and it's more efficient, so you're not wasting as much time. Number 5 is that we schedule times for our tasks. Pretty much any standard regular task that's going to happen every day, we schedule a time for it. So the best example I can think of this is taking Charlie out. We each have our own scheduled time of when we take Charlie out. And if somebody forgets, then that way that person is able to be accountable because they had the 2 o'clock slot. We each have our own slot. There are 4 people in the house. There are 4 different time schedules. And that way we're able to keep each other accountable, but also Charlie's care doesn't fall through the cracks because we all have ownership over a specific time. I think that a lot of people, when it comes to things like organization and scheduling and setting times for things like that, feel like it's a little too tense, you know, like you would have to be uptight to have some kind of a set schedule like that for every little thing. But actually, I feel like it has the opposite effect. Because we have these set schedules and we're all on the same page because we've been so consistent with our schedules, we don't have to be uptight about it. Like, I don't have to run around nagging everybody or reminding people or, you know, getting irritated and frustrated because so-and-so's not pitching in, or, you know, like it really takes away a lot of that tension and a lot of that stress that otherwise just kind of lives there and builds up all of this anxiety and animosity in the background. Number 6, we keep a shoe rack at the door. And I think that this just saves so much time and dirty floors, right? Because every time people come in, we all know that we take our shoes off before we even enter the general floor area. And also it makes it easier because they're right there whenever we go to leave and walk out the door. We're not having to go find our shoes. They're not like tumbled across the middle of the living room floor. It's become a system now, so we do it on automation. Each person can only have 2 pair out there at a time, which tends to be, for us, plenty. For any given season, we're not usually using more than 2 pairs of shoes regularly. Our shoes might be different in the winter when it's super rainy and muddy over here in Portland versus in the summer when maybe we want to have the flip-flops and sneakers out. Keeping the shoes right there at the entryway has been a really good system for simplifying and helping to keep down a lot of the cleaning that needs to be done on the floors around the house. Number 7 is that we have a robo vacuum, and I have a timer set for it to go off and vacuum automatically at times when we are not readily awake and down there. So I think right now I have it set for like 7 a.m. because that's after the girls have left for the school buses during the week, but it's before I really start hanging out downstairs in the living area. It makes things so much easier. The way that the robot vacuum technology has gone recently, it's just only getting better. I'll talk more about the Ultenic, we call it Ultron, later on, but that is one of the systems that we've been using for at least the past several weeks that I'm really glad that we got it when we did because Charlie's hair has been insane. Number 8 is something related to the kids, and it's something I mentioned before, is that we use the GREENLIGht app for chores. We studied a whole bunch of different types of cards to be able to use with our kids to give them money, like a debit card without having to open a bank account for them. This one we really liked because you can use chores along with it inside of the app itself. The girls, myself, Matt, we all have the Greenlight app on our phone. They have all of the chores for the week on their mobile app. They can check them off whenever they get done. And then every Friday, Matt and I will go in there and just add up how much money we've allotted to each of those chores. And then that's their allowance. So I really like this system because it's not just us giving them money just for existing every week. You know, I know a lot of parents give their kids allowance. I like for them to feel like they're earning it, you know, to get a sense of what it's like out in the real world. You know, you work for something, you earn that money, and then you get to use that money on things that you want to use it on. Number 9 is that we divide meal duty. And we've actually been doing this for a while now. You know, like I said, my kids are 13 and 15, so they're able to take on more responsibility now than they were obviously when they were in elementary. But as soon as they were old enough to start doing some things for themselves, I started letting them. I found that when I give my kids more responsibility and treat them more like they are capable humans and then just kind of stand back and support that as they need support, the more we're able to kind of, again, function as a family unit where we're all contributing and we're all respecting each other. For us, it's been just a really positive experience having more of a give and take relationship, even with the kids. We, of course, set the structure. We make sure that everything is provided for. We make sure that everybody is safe. But at this age in their life, we don't completely carry them. They contribute something, you know, they bring something to the table. Actually, my oldest daughter is a better chef than I am. She is amazing. She makes some amazing pasta dishes from scratch, and that's incredible. I'm not somebody who loves and thrives on cooking. Not necessarily bad at it. I have some good meals that I make, but I don't love it. Like a lot of people, that's their passion hobby. It's not that for me. So we each have our meals that we prefer to make, and every week we'll ask everybody around the house, you know, what 2 meals do you want to make this week? And no matter whose turn it is to cook, we're all eating dinner together at least 5 days a week, if not more. We enjoy each other's company. It's really actually fun to spend time with them that way. Number 10 is that I keep Pinterest meal boards, and they're all divided by types of meals. So I have a board for Instant Pot recipes. Since we got our Instant Pot last December for Christmas, I love that thing. But so I have an Instant Pot board, I have a chicken meal board, I have a snack and quick grab board. And so I just have boards for different types of meals. Just having that method for our recipes has been really super simple. Every time I need a recipe, I have one spot to go. I don't have 10 to 20 different cookbooks, papers, digital files. I have one spot to go. Number 11 is that we keep our grocery list on Alexa. This has been a game changer. We don't make lists anymore, written list at all, because, you know, we have the Alexa app on our phone too. So when we're in the grocery store, we just pull open the Alexa list. And it's something that, again, everybody is able to contribute from their own room of the house at any point. Whenever I go to order food, I'll tell the girls, hey, anything else that you're running out of, be sure to add it to Alexa because I'm about to go do the shopping. And so it's like everybody has access to this one list and all they have to do is say it. That's it's so easy. Which brings me to number 12. We do Amazon Fresh delivery for our food. It delivers it right to our door, and it's just been insane how accurate this system has been. And I say that because we used to be big Safeway shoppers, and we still use Safeway when we need to fill in things. Like if we need meat, the meat tends to be less expensive and more abundant at Safeway than it does on Amazon Fresh. But for the most part, like most of our groceries nowadays are coming from Amazon Fresh. And when we used to try to do delivery service, like when COVID first hit and we tried using Safeway, we tried, I think, 3 or 4 different times. Every single time they messed up the order. It was so disappointing, to the point where Matt was saying, no, we are just not doing online delivery service anymore. And they have not messed up a single order. We have saved money ordering delivery as opposed to walking around all of the fresh baked cookies and goods and chips and things that you just happen to walk by when you're in the store. Number 13 is something that is really between myself and Matt, and that is that we do massage exchanges, minute for minute. Usually we go for like 15 to 20 minutes, probably every other night. We'll just pop something on the TV and we'll do our massage exchanges. It saves money and it's good for your health and well-being. I think that it's really a win-win to help to simplify, help you to calm down and relax. We do it like at the end of the night before we're ready to go to bed. You know, if you have somebody there who you're able to exchange that service for each other, then why not? Number 14 is that we use Google Sheets, and we have these financial Google Sheets set up for maintaining what our monthly bills are, our monthly spending, how much money we have left over every month. We just copy each sheet to the next month and then clear it out and re-enter the information every month. And so this is great because it's already got formulas to add everything up. We've already gone through that trouble. And so now all we have to do is duplicate it, and it just makes things really simple. We also use a Google Sheet for Abigail's finances. My oldest daughter, she's 15. She wanted to have phone service. And because we have this robust chores and allowance system set up, one of the things that she saves up her money for is to pay $15 toward her phone bill every month. So this is one of those areas where we're just trying to really instill financial responsibility and, you know, what it's like to have a little bill of $15 a month and how you can pay that off with your chores. And number 15, the final thing, is something that we do with our kids when it comes to parental guidance. It can be really tricky raising teens, you know, especially when they get around 15 to 16. It's like you got to loosen the reins a little bit, but you still have to have some kind of parameters. And there is no one size fits all. There is no book of rules. Everybody just has to find what works for them and their family and what feels good and what they're comfortable with, right? And something that we've started doing here is when our oldest wants to watch a movie that's rated R or a TV show that says it's mature, we will make her read us the parent's guide on it. And if it has things in the parent's guide, particularly in the sex and nudity department, that she's not comfortable reading to us, then she, in our opinion, is not ready to watch that. So I thought that that was just kind of an interesting system that we've implemented around here. My youngest won't take us up on it at all. If it has anything at all, like even mildly sexual in it, she doesn't want to read it out loud. She's just like, no, peace, I'm not going to watch it, which is great too. It means the system is working. That is all 15 of the systems that I can think of that have really just made my life as a mom, as a person, as a business owner, just, you know, as a human in this family of 4, simpler, and really just simplified things and makes my days a little bit easier. So I would love to know down in the comments. Let me know some things that you feel like are really working for you. Like, what are some systems that you feel like maybe are unique to you and your family that nobody else would have ever thought of? So now, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Again, I talk about holistic and clutter-free spaces here on my channel. And so if that's something that you're interested in hearing more of, then be sure to click subscribe and turn on those notifications. I release videos every Tuesday, and I will catch you here next week.